Hello, my friends.
Hello, Sandra. Now we are live, and let me start again. So, good evening, guys. I guess it's the first time that I see Sandro here with me. Yeah, Gabriel
Yes,
and
this is the first time,
Marcio,
Juanito. I
I
usually
already know.
go to immersions in the morning, not in the evening.
That's good. But how long have you been here on TNT? Could you introduce yourself very
Yes,
quickly?
yes. Yeah, okay. Well, I am 45 years old. I am here at TNT platform since December last year. I work in IT area. I am an IT manager nowadays. I work with this area, software development, since year 2000 about. And I live in São Paulo, but in the countryside, in a small city called Louveira. It's between Jundiaí and Campinas. And I am married. I have no children. I have only a pet. Her name is Amora. I think that's it. Nice to meet you, Wellington and Gabriel and Marcio. Marcio, I think I read seen in another immersion.
Marcio is always here. So welcome, Sandra. Nice to meet you too. And let me introduce myself. My name is Wellington. I have been here on TNT for about 3 years. I'm from Salvador, but I'm currently living in Rio. I'm 28, and I just joined on TNT, just I guess like most of the people, to improve my English. And it was during the pandemic, and we could not leave our houses. And since then, I have been here with non-stopping. And it's almost about 3 years then I have become a host. It will be in October. And I like to bring some topics here that I like to hear the others' ideas, things that I am thinking to, or that people had on the feedback to bring. I don't know if you guys have saw on the planner today's topic. I will send here the questions. They sent me a message that it was too long to copy all of them only once, but I sent here. And this is a topic that I have brought before, but I remade it in a different way. And let me just wait for Jairo to join us and explain again. I guess I will have to send here the questions again. Hey, Jairo, can you see the questions on the chat?
Not yet.
I will send again.
All right. Now I can see.
So I was talking that today we are going to talk about a topic that I have brought before, but in a different way. It's self-judgment. I have brought this in a point that we talk normally about imposter syndrome, but I would like to discuss in a more wide way. And I hope you guys like it. Before we started, I don't know if Sandro knows anyone else. I would like to you guys to introduce yourselves though. Gabriel, could you start, please?
Yes, of course. So, hi guys, nice to meet you all. My name is Gabriel. I'm 30 years old and I am a software engineer. So, I'm looking for improving my English, and I'm here in TALKNTALK around 8 months, I guess. And I live in São Paulo, Brazil. And in my free times, I like reading books and watching series and movies.
Thanks, Gabriel. And you, Jairo?
I'm live here in São Paulo as well. I don't remember. I think I'm here in TALK, I think 1 year. And I'm here to learn English. I'm trying to learn Spanish. And that's it.
Jairo. And you, Márcio?
Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcio Nunes. I live in my city, Carlos de Linhares, the state of Espírito Santo. I'm 44 years old. I'm starting TNT since last December. Now I'm working with quality control in the industry here with me. Next year, I'm graduating administration. My main goals this year, improving my speaking. Now I practice every day, one immersion, every day here, talk with us. That's it.
Thanks, Márcio. And you, Herbert, good evening. Could you introduce yourselves to the others?
I'm Herbert. I'm 27 years old. I live in São Paulo and work in financial administrative department of consultant company. And I like play football, some running sometimes, read sometimes. And I'm here on TNT since 1 year.
It's really good. Thank Herbert. Let me send the questions again to you could read them. And let me see. Sandro, could you read the question number 1 and start answering?
Sure. Let's go. What are some common reasons or triggers that lead individuals to engage in self-critical thoughts and self-judgment? Okay. I think there are a lot of different reasons for that. For example, the way someone was upbringing could be one. Sometimes the parents are a little tough with the children, and of course they want the best for them. But I think sometimes it's necessary to be careful to balance the expectations and help the children in their self-discovery and self-knowledge. I think that's a great point. The parents should support the children, not to be so tough with them. And I think one of the best tools that all of us could use is a sincere compliment, because I think all of us want to be recognized as an individual, a person, and I think any opportunity we should compliment people and to be kind with them.
Thanks, Sandro. Very good. And you, Márcio? What do you think?
So, in my opinion, the main reason about this question, I think about the social comparison. I forgot the pronunciation. Comparação social, because nowadays about the advance, the internet is more common. The person comparison your life and the another life. Think live one different. I forgot realidade really. I in my opinion, and this is the main reason about self-critical, the comparison and the another lives, in my opinion.
Yeah, thanks, Marcio. And you, Jairo, what do you think that are the main triggers that we have?
All right. Yeah, I agree with Sandro. Sometimes most of the triggers come from our childhood, like when we were children or teenagers, you know. I think there is a few things related to our parents as well. Marcia said about comparing yourself with others is another thing that sometimes we do, and we create problems to ourselves with like why compare with someone else. I don't know, expectations, and we are constantly exposed to expectations that is not in our reality, like sometimes you are expect to be I don't know, like a strong man, but there's no evidence that in your family or in your cycle that someone is strong or something like that, but you saw in a television or in a movie or something like that. The same happened when we think about someone that is rich. Not necessarily be rich is very important, and people tend to think that it's something that we should achieve. It's not necessarily achieve this kind of goal, but as they are exposed to that, they start to create a kind of objective to achieve it. And these kind of things that we are exposed in some way, it is a kind of trigger to, let's say, force us to compare ourselves with something. So I think that's some of the main reasons that why it happened.
Very good. Thanks, Jairo. And you, Herbert?
I think reasons for related with that we are so self-critical is one of the reasons I think come the opinion of people, dependents of children or adults, teenagers. The opinion of people affect, especially is negative. So dependence of his friends or family is affects, and some people absorb this type of in a negative way. He feels like a trash with a negative criticism. Another reason I think is how can I say, bad happening, like péssimo acontecimento. Like like a bad spirits.
Yeah.
Like for example, he was driving and he commits a mistake, for example, and he feels so sad that he doesn't want to go by car anymore, for example. So a bad spirits affects on our self-esteem.
Yeah, totally. Got it. And you, Gabriel, what do you think about this? What are the main triggers for you, in your opinion?
Okay, so it is interesting question because I'm able for me that in another day and every single day, the selfish judgments, it's just so hard for me. So I have several reasons why for make that because my work it is hard and I have a lot of triggers in my work. The main trigger for me is that deadlines. The project is hard and it is uh, sounds difficult in my routine. But yeah, in my case, I like it, but when it provides more bad feelings about my mental health, it is in the moment I can say the moment is for to stop it and they take a breath and get out for my office and go to the park, go to the walk, and the other thing is for to take a breath, so it is important sometimes.
Yeah, totally. You said something good, and other guys said also, about expectations and also seeing ourselves. It's not a question that is here, but because of guys say this, do you guys used to compare yourself with your past self, like your evolution, or do you used to tend to compare yourself with the other peoples that are around you on the job or that you see as a reference? How is it for you? And like, do you see an evolution in yourself on this comparison? Marcio, could you start?
Yeah. About me, for example, I see my evolution in different areas in my life. For example, I develop English a little. This moment, I start study Spanish, and my uh, colleagues, I forgot my course colleagues, colleagues. I don't like compare and another person, but in some moments it's natural compares, but I I forgot the name in English. Em português, I gosto de me policiar, but I don't compare any another person because I try live only my life to get my goals. For example, step by step, another day. For me, I try live this way in this moment. This moment, but I think I evolution a little every day.
Thanks, Marcio. And you, Gabriel, you were the last one that was saying about this. How is it for you?
Okay, so the question number 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the three, but it's like, do you used to compare yourself more with yourself or with the others that are around you? And if you pay like attention in the evolution that you have through the time.
Yeah, of course. So it is so interesting question because the most people like it, make it to compare each others, and it is the better way, in my opinion. The best way for me. It's I like it to compare it with myself in every single day, and don't see the other people's. It sounds bad for the progress in the or journey in or journey. It's a bad way for me. I don't like.
Yeah, you're totally right. And for you, Jairo?
Yes and no. Sometimes I do try to do this kind of thing, that compare myself with my previous version, I would say like that, but it's quite difficult to do that. Most of the time, I don't know exactly why, but it seems natural for me compare myself with others, like the people around me. I need to be very conscious and some kind of some kind of effort to do it. You know, it's not something natural. But compare myself with others is natural. Like I see the other people and I start to compare myself in some ways. But compare myself with the previous version is not something so simple. Like I need to think about it, and it spend energy on that. So I'm trying to do that, but it's not. That's not something that I do frequently.
Yeah, got it. It's pretty hard to. It's to
Yeah.
me. And you, Sandra?
Yes, sometimes I compare myself when I was younger, and for me it's clear that there is a great evolution in my life in all aspects. Of course, we have some. We are always looking for improvements, of course, but looking backwards, I think I am well succeeded in many aspects in life, my achievements, my goals, and I want more. I want more things in my future, and I'm sure I will achieve it. So I'm very glad about this.
Thanks, Sandra. And you, Herbert?
I think self-judgments, nah, is especially in a strong way, in a extreme way, affects a lot our confidence and affects in our activities. We don't have confidence. We always, you know, it creates a anxiety. You and you and and there's and other consequence that you will procrastinate. Like if you have a dream or goal, you will procrastinate because you won't believe that you will achieve the goal. So self-judgment affects a lot, creates a sense of incompetence that we are trash. We won't get the goal. We fail. Will fail always. So that's the affects self-judgment.
Got it. And guys, we talked about this evolution and like compare yourself that is difficult, but do you guys have something that you are more harder about yourself? For example, about studying English, you push yourself harder to improve, and do you set goals? Do you have something like this that you put on objective and you set goals and you saw evolution? How do you manage this? Let me see. Someone that didn't say that is difficult, Marcio. I will give the other guys time to think about it.
No problem. For me, about English, for example, I studied during the last five years. This year, for example, I stopped another another thing is my goals too about learning to play the guitar, for example, because in my talks the develop more in English. This year I try put my effort in this goal because I intend advance where I can work in the another things in my life. For example, another things I intend start study. But in my case, for me, this year is the main goals for me: advance, improve, to get my more I forgot it, confiança in
Confidence.
speaking English, confident in speaking English for me.
That's good. Thanks, Márcio. And you, Sandro? There are something that you push you harder and set some goals to evolve?
Yeah, I usually are a little hard with me, with my expectations. I think I was I nowadays I am a kind of balance about my perfectionism, because I always want to do my best in everything I do, and sometimes it's unrealistic to achieve some kind of standards. It's very difficult and it stresses a lot. And now I think I am more mature and I can deal with better. But I always establish a plan to develop whatever I need. For example, my focus now is English. Okay, I have a plan. I have my goals about English, personally speaking and professionally speaking as well. I think both are important to me. But nowadays I became a head of a software engineer area, and I have a lot of people under me in my structure. And for me, it's important to be seen as a reference for them. And I work hard to be a good leader, to put some tools, some coaching tools, some motivational tools to my employees. And for me, it's important to have a plan to help me to achieve my goal.
It's really good. Thanks, Sandro. And you, Herbert, is there anything that you push yourself harder and you set some goals to achieve?
I think I was hard with me, true. It's not healthy, but hard with me. Like I need can have a mistake. If I have one mistake, I will not be satisfied. I always want to improve. I think try to improve. I try to not self-charge me a lot.
All right. And how about you, Gabriel?
Okay, so it is interesting questions too, because in general, a lot of things for to learn, it sounds difficult when we to able for get out to comfortable zone. And in my case, is the same. it is so hard to. But I love it, getting a new challenge for to learn. And in my personality, it is I love it. The to learn new things, and but it depends for the things I learn. For example, in English, in the past, it is it's hard. It is sounds hard, and for now it is easier because it is I get a 1% in every single day for to learn very well. And in general, I can say the new thing is when I don't know nothing, it's harder. And when I know some things about this specific topics, it is easier for us in general. But I like it, this topic.
Okay, bro. And you, Jairo, to close this one.
Can you just repeat the question?
Yeah, it's if you push yourself harder in something specific and like in comparison, and if you set goals to those kind of things, you know, like to achieve, you make a plan.
Well, I think set a goal is important. So one thing that I really like to do is set a goal and try to break it from the achievement and coming back to the real time. Like let's suppose that I should achieve my goal in December of this year, and then I break these goals in small achievements by month. And so that's what I'm trying to do for every kind of objective that I have. So every time that I know that I need to achieve an objective and I know exactly what to do for the next month or for the next week, it depends of the context, but it tends to be more easier for me. You know, like I know that at the end of the year, I will achieve this goal by just achieving a small goal for the next week, you know. So I break the whole object in small pieces of the objective. I think it works very well. There's a way to push myself and try to, let's say, force myself to achieve the goal.
Thanks, guys. And we were saying about those kind of things. And I say this for a perspective of mine. Like the time that we set is really difficult to you plan. For example, I don't know if 1 year it's enough or it's too short or too long. Some things that are take some times to get, like take some years, and it is difficult to you expect. And when you will see other people that are around us, like some colleagues, people that you studied at college or high school, and they are getting a path or like more like that you feel like you are a step forward, you know, a step back actually. And how is this for you guys? Like, which time do you think that is necessary to improve, to get better, to get in a objective? Do you compare the time that you need to get there with other people? How is your relation with time to get in a objective and comparing to other people? I would like to start this with Sandro. I guess you, maybe because of you said you have more experiences with that. You are now in a position of head, yeah?
Yeah,
You probably made a plan to improve yourself and get there.
yes.
And took some time.
Yes, yes. I had a career roadmap. I created this career roadmap in 2018, I think, 2018. And I defined my steps of the steps of my career or my evolution. And now I can say I achieved all my goals that I defined in 2018. At this time, I have more goals, more for the future, and I have to update this my career roadmap. But I always try to compare myself with me, with my. I don't like to compare with the others because I think each one has their own time to evolution. For me, I think I am very satisfied what I built my career, my life, and my personal life as well, and I'm very satisfied. I think, but if I'll take a look on, for example, my colleagues that I graduated from the college, I think I am in the average. I think average maybe a little more than the average. I think my evolution is okay, but for me it's enough. But it's important to define goals and short-term goals and long-term goals as well. I think both are important because each step you give you help to achieve a big goal. I think that's the plan.
Sandro. And you, Herbert, how is your relation with time and comparison? You know, with the plans that you have, you compare yourself with the others, with yourself.
Try to do my best in the situation. Of course, there are situations that I'm self-judgment, like I procrastinate because of lack of confidence, like that sometimes I won't believe achieve the goal. But to try to this, I need to think on my goals. What is so important to get the goal and try to do my best.
Thanks, Herbert. And you, Gabriel.
So when I said before, it is so it, it is a great topic because I like to see my progress and see my journey. Uh, I I was thinking here about what Sandra said about the roadmap. It is so interesting. I am looking forward to. So in my case, I like it to grow 1% in another day, in every single day, and see it is so important for career and my personal life too. And I have good feelings so far about that because I make it very well. And in my case, in the past, was some problems about that because I have TDA, TDAH in Portuguese. It's sounds hard. In the specific time, I had the deep focus in English and then I stopped it and then I return and it is a problem. But now my focus is to totally focus for my goals and my targets to in the future, and I am so happy so far.
Thanks. And you, Jairo.
Can I ask you to repeat the question again? Because it's related to the time, right? So it's like
Yeah, like the time when you have, for example, a goal and you set more in career or things that you want to learn, for example, English. Like,
okay.
do you set these and you see your evolution, you compare with others? How do you think that is a normal time, you know, to those kind of things? Things come like fast or slowly?
Well, I think there's no right and wrong. It depends of the context, depends of the person. Most of the time, I think when we think about careers, not everything's under our control. So it's not like math, you know. Sometimes we plan something, but something different happened. So it depends of many different things. So related to career in general, I think there is a portion of things that that it's under our control, but there is many other things that we are totally like there's no control of it, and it matters, you know, like there's something that we are not able to control, and it impacts direct our career. So it depends. Sometimes we think about, oh, I need to achieve a specific point of my career, but it's not possible for any different factors. So it depends. The same happen in our personal life. Sometimes, let's say I want to speak French, but I don't have time enough to study because I'm working in all the different things. So I need to understand that if I want to talk French, for example, until the end of this year, I need to prioritize, and something else I need to just pass, you know, like I need to keep my focus on French, and I will miss some weekends with my friends, for example, you know, like maybe I will lose a good time with them. So it depends. So there is no right and wrong, but of course there is a few things that we need to try to, as you said, push and try to set like a day that we should achieve the goal or be very close to achieve. I think is that.
And you, Herbert?
Sorry, can you repeat please the question?
Yeah, it's about like the time to achieve something. Do you compare like with others? Do you make them as a parameter, or do you see in a different perspective? You give you a time to achieve this.
I try to create my own time because to achieve the goals, because each person is different. So there are people that achieve the goal fast, and there are other people that take a more time. So I try to do my best, take my time. Of course, I look for ways to accelerate the process, but try to not compare. But it is it, of course.
Thanks. And I will get back to the questions here because it was one that I was interested in knowing. Maybe for the time it will be the last one. We kind of say about this, but not so deep. It's question number 5. How do society standards and expectations contribute to the prevalence of self-judgment? Let me see. Gabriel, what do you think? How the standards and expectation contribute to this self-judgment that we do? In a bad side, because to me, actually, there is a good side on you compare yourself, but there is a limit. So focus on this beyond the limit.
Okay, it is about the limits, yeah.
Yeah, it's about the standards of society and how this contribute to the self-judgment in a bad side.
Okay, I understand now. So I like this questions too because the society like it to make these judgments, and it sounds bad sometimes for our progress and our journey, and the standards I can see. The most people's like to say, oh, you don't get it, your goals, your targets is you are loser, and because the most people don't able get it, uh, and and your lives, you know, and it is the most time is it is a problem, and to share your goals and your targets, it's a problem too, in my opinion, only. So and the main standards is a problem, and in my opinion, in our country, it is happiness a lot. In Brazil, it is the main people's like make it very well.
Yeah, thanks, Gabriel. And you, Marcio, what do you think about those standards and expectations and how this contributes to the self-judgment in a bad side?
So I think about it. In the past, for example, existe I forgot the pronunciation. Comparison about for example, television, celebrities and famous people constructing your career. You can watch in the television when they earn a lot of money. Nowadays is different because the internet not is necessary. Is a big famous. For example, the people have one good product, earning a lot of money. He like to show your life in the internet, Instagram, and another media. This fact help comparison different people is important. You see about your life is different. Your work, your family, and another things. Nowadays, the people use, for example, the internet during day long. For example, is more easy exist the comparison and the another life. I think it is important you separate the media and the another people in your life, because you get work more about achieving your goals. For example, I think this about it.
Thanks, Marcio. And you, Jairo, what do you think that are how those standards and expectations contribute to self-judgment?
I would say, especially society standards, it leader it leads the self-judgment. It's more than just it's not just support this self-judgment, but society standards of our societies leads the self-judgment. So it depends of the culture, but if you are immersed in a culture that say to you that you should be, I don't know, an employer, for example, you will feel that if you are not doing that, you are doing something wrong. So the society, I think it leads the trigger of self-judgment. And the same happen with expectations. But I think the expectation come from this kind of standards that society give to us. There are many reasons for that, but I think once you are in a society, you are in a group, you want to be you want to be part of the group. So it means that you want to achieve the expectation of others. If the majority of the group says that a good person is a person that do this or that, you probably will do this because the society set these standards for you. So I think the standards of society leads the self-judgment. I will put it on this way.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And you, Sandro, what do you think?
Yes, I think there are some society standards that try to convince us of how to be happy. For example, you have to achieve some things to be happy. For example, you must have a lot of money, ostentatious cars, and other material goods. Otherwise, you will not be happy. I think it's a point about material things. And on the other hand, there are, especially social media, try to convince us that we must be fitness to be happy. We must be a well-toned body, to go to the gym, to train a lot, to work out a lot. Otherwise, we will not have friends or a good relationship. I think that's what I most dislike in social media, especially Instagram. I think it's a pure ostentation social media. I think that there are something contents, interesting contents too, but most of the part is a kind of instaverse, a kind of parallel universe that unreal people and unreal happiness.
Yeah, I guess it's the most the most trigger in our society now. Instagram, people always compare because there you can share just a piece of your life and you will put the best, you will not put the worst part. We do this talking to other people, but on Instagram, people will see just the best. And you'll have a lot of tools to make it seems better, actually. And for you, Habit.
Can you repeat the question again?
Is the number 5. How do societal standards and expectations contribute to the prevalence of self-judgment? How does standards make us compare ourselves in an extreme way?
I think contributes a lot because we live in a society that the opinion of people influence a lot, especially if there is a lot of people make a pressure sometimes judging you. So it contributes a lot since the media, the groups of social medias, friends, And sometimes we take actions just for the opinion, just to not to be criticized for the society, for example.
Like, yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I actually agree with a lot of things that you guys said here. It was a really good talk, guys. Thanks for coming. I sent here the survey to you guys give me a feedback about the topic. And next week, we're gonna talk about negotiation. I guess it's something that we do all the time. It was a topic that I would like to brought before because I was studying about it and I was discussing about this a lot. It's something that is really present on my daily routine because of work. But the last time I talked about this, I just realized that we do this all day, all the time, with in all the relations that we have, especially when we are expressing our opinions, or even when we are deciding a place that we want to go to dinner with our family, we are negotiating. So I guess it's a good topic. And I hope to see you next week. I hope you guys have a really good week and you liked this discussion today. And sorry for my voice, but the time was not comparing with me, this time changing not help us.
No
And
worries.
I guess this is all. So guys,
Okay.
have a good
Thank you.
night.
Bye-bye.